We often think of a warm bowl of oatmeal as the picture of health, don't we? It's that comforting breakfast that's supposed to lower cholesterol, keep us full, and give us good energy to start the day. And for good reason. Plain oats themselves are truly wonderful, packed with fiber and nutrients. But it can be disheartening, even a little painful, to think that something we rely on for well-being might actually be working against us without us even realizing it. Many of us, trying to do the right thing for our bodies, might be mixing in certain common ingredients that can turn this wholesome grain into something far less beneficial. Something that can spike our sugar, disrupt our digestion, and generally undermine our health goals. It's a surprising truth. A quiet secret, really. Hiding in plain sight on our breakfast table. You see, it's not the oatmeal itself that's the issue. It's what joins the party in the bowl. We might add things out of habit, for taste, or thinking they're healthy additions. But some popular mix-ins can interact with the goodness of oats in ways that are, well, let's just say, not ideal. And for simplicity, some might even call these combinations toxic in terms of their impact on our body's delicate balance, especially as we get a little older. Things that can lead to energy crashes, unwanted weight gain, or even inflammation. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 common foods that are often mixed with oatmeal that you might want to rethink. And importantly, offer you some much better alternatives that will help you truly harness the power of this amazing grain. You might be surprised by what you discover. Make sure you watch right to the very end, because I'll be sharing something that could truly change the way you think about your morning bowl. Let's just ease right into it. Shall we thinking about those common additions? One of the most frequent culprits we add to our oatmeal without a second thought, often just out of habit, is plain old white sugar. Now, I know, a little sweetness can make a world of difference, and sometimes that simple spoonful feels like a necessary comfort. But here's the thing, oatmeal, especially instant or even rolled oats cooked quickly, already has carbohydrates that break down into sugar in your body. Adding white sugar, which is pure simple sugar with no fiber or nutrients to slow its absorption, creates a powerful 1-2 punch. It sends your blood sugar levels soaring rapidly. Think of it like putting rocket fuel into a steady burning fire. For anyone, but particularly as we age, managing blood sugar is crucial for preventing energy crashes later in the morning, avoiding cravings for more sugary things, and in the long term, reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart issues. That sudden spike is often followed by a crash, leaving you feeling tired and reaching for another pick-me-up, often another sugary one. It's a cycle that can be hard to break, and starting your day like that sets you up for a roller coaster of energy throughout the day. Instead of getting that sustained release of energy that oatmeal is famous for, you get a quick burst followed by a slump. It entirely undermines the very reason many of us choose oatmeal in the first place. It's like buying a really efficient, fuel-saving car and then only driving it downhill with the engine off. You're missing the point. Now, if you need sweetness, there are so many kinder ways to achieve it. Natural options like a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg can add warmth and a perceived sweetness without any sugar at all. A few fresh berries, like blueberries or raspberries, are fantastic because they bring natural sweetness along with fiber and antioxidants, which help to slow down the sugar absorption compared to adding just sugar. A small drizzle of pure maple syrup or a touch of honey is certainly better than white sugar because they contain some minerals, but they are still concentrated sugars. So the key word there is small. The best approach is often to rely on fruits for sweetness. Sliced banana, diced apple cooked with your oats, or those fresh berries we talked about. These provide sweetness packaged with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, making the overall impact on your blood sugar much gentler and providing lasting energy. It's a simple swap, replacing the refined sugar with natural sweetness sources, but it makes a world of difference in how your body processes that breakfast. You still get the comfort and the taste, But without the dramatic sugar spike and subsequent crash. It's about making your food work for you, not against you. Moving on from pure sugar, let's talk about something that often goes hand in hand with it: flavored syrups. I'm talking about things like pancake syrup, flavored coffee syrups, or even some varieties marketed as breakfast syrup. These are often loaded with high fructose corn syrup or other processed sugars, artificial flavors, and colors. While they might make your oatmeal taste like a dessert, they contribute zero nutritional value and amplify the sugar problem we just discussed. They hit your bloodstream even faster than granulated sugar sometimes, leading to an even more pronounced spike and crash. Using these regularly turns your healthy bowl of oats into little more than a sugary pudding, negating all the benefits the oats provide. Your body treats that rush of processed sugar very differently than it does the slower release of carbohydrates from the oats themselves. It's a heavy metabolic burden to place on your system first thing in the morning. Think about it. You're starting your day with a significant dose of something that requires your body to work hard to process and store, often as fat if that energy isn't immediately used. It's a far cry from the steady, sustained energy you were hoping for. Again, the alternatives here are simple and much healthier. If you love a liquid sweetener, a tiny amount of pure maple syrup or raw honey is a better choice than processed syrups. But remember to use sparingly. Another fantastic option is to make your own fruit compote by simmering berries or chopped apples with a little water and maybe a pinch of cinnamon. No added sugar needed. You get the concentrated fruit flavor and sweetness, plus all the fiber and nutrients still intact. Another idea is a swirl of nut butter or seed butter, while not sweet. The healthy fats and protein can add richness and make your oatmeal more satisfying, naturally reducing the need for sweetness. It's about adding depth of flavor and nutrition, rather than just empty sweetness. These small changes mean your oatmeal remains a powerful ally for good health, not a secret saboteur. And speaking of convenient, sometimes misleading options, let's consider another common addition, or rather, something people sometimes start with: flavored instant oatmeal packets. Now, the convenience is undeniable. Just add hot water, and breakfast is ready. But take a look at the ingredient list on many of these. They often contain a surprising amount of added sugar, artificial flavors, colors, and sometimes even preservatives. The processing that makes them instant can also slightly change the structure of the oats, sometimes leading to a quicker digestion compared to traditional rolled or steel-cut oats, which means the carbohydrates hit your system a bit faster, even before you factor in the added sugar. So, you're starting with a base that already has strikes against it, and then you might even add more sugar or other unhealthy toppings. It's like starting a race with a handicap. If you're looking for convenience, there are better ways. Plain instant oats themselves are okay. They cook quickly and are still a whole grain, just processed differently. The issue is the flavored packets. A much better strategy is to buy plain rolled oats, which only take a few minutes to cook on the stove or in the microwave, or even plain instant oats. And then add your own healthy flavorings. Remember the cinnamon, the berries, the nuts, the seeds. You are in complete control of what goes into your bowl, ensuring it's packed with nutrition and not hidden sugars and additives. You can make a large batch of plain oats at the beginning of the week and just reheat a portion each morning, adding fresh toppings. Or try overnight oats. Mix plain rolled oats with milk dairy or plant-based or yogurt and pop it in the fridge overnight. In the morning, it's ready. Just add your fruit and nuts. It's just as convenient as the packets, often more so, and infinitely healthier. Taking control of your ingredients is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health, and it starts right there with your breakfast. Let's talk about something that adds richness and creaminess, adding significant amounts of cream or full-fat milk to your oatmeal, especially if you're cooking it in cream or milk, rather than just adding a splash at the end. Now, dairy can be part of a healthy diet for many people, and milk does provide protein and calcium. However, Adding large amounts of heavy cream or copious amounts of full-fat milk significantly increases the saturated fat content of your breakfast. While our understanding of dietary fats has evolved, and we know healthy fats are essential, excessive saturated fat, especially from sources like cream, can contribute to elevated cholesterol levels for some people and add a lot of extra calories without adding much in the way of extra fiber or micronutrients compared to the oats themselves. For some, dairy can also cause digestive discomfort like bloating or gas, which is certainly not a pleasant way to start the day. It's about balance. A little splash might be fine, but turning your oatmeal into a creamy, rich porridge with lots of added fat changes its nutritional profile considerably. If you love that creamy texture, there are fantastic alternatives that offer creaminess without the heavy saturated fat load or potential digestive issues from dairy. Consider using plant-based milks like almond milk, soy milk. Oat milk adds even more oat goodness. Or coconut milk, choose unsweetened varieties to avoid hidden sugars. These can provide creaminess with less saturated fat and are often fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Coconut milk does contain saturated fat, but it's a different type, often used in moderation for flavor. A small amount of unsweetened yogurt dairy or plant-based stirred in at the end can also add creaminess and a lovely tang. Plus probiotics for gut health. Another trick is simply to cook your oats with water or a lighter milk, and then stir in a tablespoon of nut butter or a sprinkle of chia seeds or ground flax seeds. These absorb liquid and create a lovely, creamy texture while adding healthy fats and fiber. You get the satisfying mouthfeel you crave, but with ingredients that support your heart health and digestion, rather than potentially burdening them. It's about achieving that desired sensory experience through healthier means. Continuing with ingredients we add for flavor or texture, let's shine a light on granola. Now, granola often sounds healthy, doesn't it? It's made from oats, nuts, and seeds, which are all good things individually. However, store-bought granola is almost always bound together with sweeteners and often oil, and it's then baked, resulting in clusters. The problem is, these clusters can be surprisingly high in added sugar and unhealthy fats, even more so than the amount of oats or nuts they contain. Adding a generous scoop of this sugary, fatty granola on top of your oatmeal is essentially adding dessert topping to your breakfast. It instantly jacks up the calorie count and the sugar content. Much like the syrups and refined sugars we talked about earlier, you think you're adding extra fiber and crunch, but you're often adding a significant load of empty calories and sugar that will again contribute to blood sugar spikes and potentially lead to weight gain over time. It's a classic example of a food that markets itself as healthy, but requires a close look at the label. A small sprinkle might not be terrible, but it's easy to overdo it because it tastes so good. Instead of relying on store-bought granola, you can achieve that satisfying crunch and flavor in much healthier ways. Add a sprinkle of plain nuts like walnuts, almonds, or pecans. They provide healthy fats, protein, and fiber, and a satisfying crunch, without the added sugar and often unhealthy oils found in granola. Seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, or hemp seeds are also excellent additions, offering different nutrients and textures. A few unsweetened coconut flakes can add flavor and healthy fats. If you really miss the granola experience, consider making your own at home where you control the ingredients. Using minimal natural sweetener like maple syrup or honey and healthy oils like coconut oil. Or even just baking oats with fruit puree for sweetness. Or simply toast some oats, nuts, and seeds lightly in a dry pan for a few minutes until fragrant and crunchy. A much healthier and simpler way to get that texture. You get all the benefits of the nuts and seeds without the hidden sugars and fats of commercial granola. It's about adding nutrient density and healthy textures, rather than just adding extra sugar and calories disguised as something healthy. Now, here's one that might surprise some people, especially since we've been talking about reducing sugar artificial sweeteners. Some people switch from sugar to artificial sweeteners thinking they're making a healthier choice, especially if they're trying to manage blood sugar or calorie intake. However, emerging research suggests that artificial sweeteners might not be the innocent sugar substitutes we once thought they were, particularly for gut health. Some studies indicate they can negatively impact the balance of bacteria in your gut microbiome, which is crucial for everything from digestion to immune function and even mood. A disrupted gut microbiome can lead to digestive issues like bloating and discomfort. And some research even suggests a potential link to metabolic changes over time that could impact blood sugar regulation and weight management. While the science is still evolving, regularly consuming artificial sweeteners might not be the benign choice it seems, and starting your day with them, especially combined with fiber-rich oatmeal, could potentially cause digestive upset for some individuals. Rather than reaching for artificial sweeteners, it's often better to try and retrain your palate to appreciate less sweetness or rely on the natural sweetness of whole fruits we discussed earlier. If you still need a touch of sweetness beyond fruit, a tiny amount of a natural, less processed sweetener like a small drizzle of pure maple syrup or raw honey is generally preferable for most people compared to artificial options, when used very sparingly. Another strategy is to focus on enhancing flavor through non-sweet means. That sprinkle of cinnamon, a dash of vanilla extract, a twist of citrus zest, orange or lemon, or even a pinch of salt a tiny bit can enhance other flavors. The goal is to make your oatmeal delicious and satisfying through nutrient-dense ingredients and natural flavors, rather than masking the true taste with intense sweetness. Whether from sugar or artificial substitutes, it's about nurturing your body with whole, real foods and allowing your taste buds to appreciate subtler, more natural flavors. So, we've covered a few common additions that might be undermining your healthy oatmeal habit, from the obvious sugar and processed syrups to the perhaps less suspected granola, cream, and even those seemingly innocent artificial sweeteners. Understanding how these interact with your body when combined with oats is key to making truly healthy choices. It's not about making breakfast complicated, it's about making simple, informed swaps. Remember, plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats are the fantastic foundation. The magic, and sometimes the problem, lies in what you build on top of that foundation. By choosing natural sweeteners like fruit and spices, opting for healthy fats from nuts and seeds instead of excessive cream or sugary granola, and selecting less processed versions of oats, you transform your bowl from something potentially detrimental into a powerful engine for sustained energy, good digestion, stable blood sugar, and overall well-being. Think of your oatmeal bowl as an opportunity to load up on fiber, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, and micronutrients, a true superfood meal. It's empowering to know that small changes in your routine can have such a significant positive impact on how you feel every single day. Taking control of what goes into your body, especially starting with that very first meal, is one of the most important steps you can take for vibrant health as you get older. Don't feel discouraged if you've been using some of these ingredients. The wonderful thing is that you know now, and you can start making simple adjustments today. Even swapping out just one of these 7 things will make a difference. It's about progress, not perfection, just by being here and learning. You're already taking a fantastic step. I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite healthy things to add to your oatmeal? Share your ideas in the comments below. Your suggestions might help someone else discover a new healthy favorite. If you found this video helpful and empowering, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us know we're providing content you value. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos packed with practical tips for living your best life at every age. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, nourishing your body with care is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Live your best life, one healthy bowl at a time.